instructors and leadership students. Take a couple minutes real quick to discuss teaching students how to focus their body during stretches. Okay, we've talked about this a little bit in other videos, talking about how we address stretches and focusing the mind, focusing the eyes and all. But I want them seriously, and I think in the focusing your mind during stretches, when we talked about how some of us, and I'm included in this, are guilty at some points during stretches in class of using that as announcement time. Okay, here's what's coming up this week, or here's what we got to think about today during the lesson, here's what I want you all focused on. But what could be even better if you're having a lesson and you're talking to them about focusing their body is giving them the, I'm not going to say total silence during stretches, because they'll be thinking about grocery list or homework or a cute kid, cute girl, whatever, in class that pulled my hair or whatever, flirted with me during school today or whatever, I'm going to get home and call her or whatever. They're going to think about whatever they want, whatever's on their mind, unless you help guide them a little bit. So during stretches, and I'm not great with every single muscle group, what the name is and all, but I'll show them where I feel it in my body. When I'm doing this stretch, here's where I feel it. I feel it in these muscles in the back of my leg, and here's why this is important to do this stretch, right? We do kicks that use those muscles. Here's all the kicks I can think of that use those muscles. So I want to have good, fast kicks. I want to get them higher every day, and I just want to have better mobility. So in general, so I'm going to do these stretches for these groups of muscles to prepare me for class. If you know in advance what drills you're going to teach for this class, this entire lesson here for that next hour, whatever it is that you're going to be working on, and they're focused on one or two main kicks or techniques, then work on guide your stretches around those techniques, right? You don't have to sit there and do middle splits and side splits and stuff if you're not going to do any side kicks, round kicks, hook kicks, anything that works those muscles that make you go up that way. Now it might be good for a few seconds to hit it, just to make sure they've worked on those muscles for a few seconds during your class, but spend the majority of your stretches working on the hamstrings and things like that, the back of the leg, the things you need to stretch for your frontal flexibility and front splits and all, if you're going to be doing more front kicks, twist kicks, axe kicks, things like that. So think about that and help them focus, help them learn to feel that and try to relax, specifically relax those muscles whenever it is they're doing. Even if they're just doing this, talk to them about why that's important. I can hear snap, crackle, and pop up and down my back whenever I do that. But it's important. I'd rather get it out now while I'm thinking about it and stretch those specific areas and all that back there right now than hit my first move and try to do the strongest move I can in my form and go, oh, spasm, and fall down. So I want to be able to be loose and warmed up, stretched out, because if I try to do these moves as hard as I want, as hard as I can, maybe because I'm trying to prove to my instructor I'm really working hard and all that, but I haven't warmed up and stretched myself, there's a real good chance of injuring myself when all I want to do is be able to throw my move in a form, nobody else around, I'm not even trying to block anybody yet, but I'm going to injure myself just standing here in this one position, and that's not my goal. Especially then you take that into getting ready for sparring or anything like that, self-defense and all that. You want to be loosened up if you can for a second, so that you don't injure yourself while trying to protect yourself or while trying to spar your partner, right? So think about that this week as you're in lessons, teaching people how to focus their body during the stretches and why, what parts should they be feeling this in, why do we do this stretch, what will it help them out with. How can they do that? And you may even have a discussion with adults or something, or teens, people that are interested enough in doing this, if they're having trouble with flexibility, how can they take some of these stretches and do them at home without anybody around or whatever, or in a different type of environment. They don't have as much room to sit there and do the splits on the floor. Okay, so what can you do at home? How can you work on this or that, whatever, in the space that you've got? So think about that and hope that helps you find a new niche for your lessons this week. Have a good week.